Hey traders, this is Kevin Davey. What's happening with trends in the futures markets? Stay tuned and we're going to find out. Well, I've been doing this algo trend analysis for a couple weeks now, and I've been getting a lot of questions about what is it? How can I use it? So before I get into the details of where we are with trends in the algo world today, I thought I'd first kind of go over this information because it will be helpful. So all I'm showing here is a trendiness calculation that I created. It's proprietary, secret, whatever you want to call it. And what it does is it actually combines a bunch of different algos together and measures the profit and loss of those algos. So, and then it normalizes it and puts it in percentage terms and all that. But then it gives you a good idea of what markets are doing well with trends and trend following methods, and what markets might be doing well with mean reversion and counter trend. And then there's some obviously in the middle. So it kind of helps you to understand where the markets are coming from. So it really just shows the current trend status. That's the big thing with it. And if you're a discretionary trader, how can you use this? Well, I think it's helpful to know how the markets have been trending, because a lot of times trends that are going on, especially strong trends, will tend to continue. You know, all things being equal, I'd rather be on the side of a trend than rather trying to fight it and to pick tops and bottoms. That's usually kind of hard, but following a known trend might help you out as a discretionary trader. At least you'll have that in the back of your mind. Hey, the market's been up for the past couple weeks, so therefore maybe I'll be a little more biased towards longs. That might be your way of thinking. So it can help with that, and it can also help with avoiding what I'd call indecisive markets, ones that aren't really trending, but they aren't counter trending either. It's just a lot of noise. Maybe you don't want to be looking at those and just focus on the markets and market sectors that are trending. So if you're a discretionary trader, that's how you can use this. Now, if you're an algo trader, it might be a little bit different. So if you're running strategies live, take a look at how they've done this past week, and if they're doing good, you know, it's kind of neat to know that you're following the trend if they agree with the analysis I'm showing. And if your algos aren't doing good, maybe you're trying to fight trends and, you know, go against them. So for example, it could be a strong trend, but your model always wants to go the opposite direction. And so that might be something to investigate and to figure out, is that really a good model? Is that the kind of model you want to be trading? So it might help you out there. And then finally, it might just give you some different ideas to consider in your own algo development. So you might realize, wow, I have a lot of algos that don't seem to agree with the trend index that Kevin's showing. Maybe I have to come up with some new ideas, or maybe I should come up with some new ideas and try some different things. So that's how this can help both discretionary traders and algo traders. So let's look at the trend indices for the week ending December 18th. So first, I'm going to look at currencies and energies. And to talk about currencies, you'll see the short and medium are showing pretty heavy trends, long term not as much, and in the energies, they're all showing some degree of trendiness. And some good examples of this are the British pound for currencies. You can see that's in a nice uptrend, and heating oil, which has also been in a nice uptrend for the energies. So both those market sectors for the most part are trending. They also happen to be trending in a bullish fashion. Moving on, looking at grains and meats, it's a little more undecided there. The grains, for example, the short term was pretty indecisive this week. medium and longer term still is kind of going up. You can see that in the soybean chart that I show here, where there's still a nice long uptrend. And for the meats, it's kind of all over the place. It's just back and forth. And a good example of that is the lean hogs market, where there's not really any trend. So this would be a tough market for just about anybody to trade right now. Moving on, taking a look at metals and interest rates, they're sort of trending and sort of in limbo depending on the term you're looking, short, medium, or long term. With metals, for example, short term was up. So here's an example with gold. It was up this past week, which was pretty nice. But medium and long term, it's a little more choppy, as you can see with gold. And with the interest rates, well, it's still a long-term uptrend, but short-term, it's a little iffy and not as good. It's a little more back and forth. And you can sort of see this in the 5-year. It doesn't really show up that well, though. So this is kind of interesting. Finally, let's take a look at softs and stocks. Now, softs obviously encompass a whole bunch of different markets like cotton and coffee and cocoa. And they're showing kind of in between mode, not counter trend and also not trendy. And a good example of that is cocoa, where you can see even though the last couple weeks in cocoa has been down, that was after a couple weeks of up. So overall, it's kind of undecided. And then in the stock market, I'm not sure why the long-term trend index is showing real low, but since April of this year, stocks have been pretty bullish. So you can see that with the RTY chart here, where especially the past couple months have been pretty much straight up. So I think that longer term, you're seeing some of that choppiness that was occurring around the October time frame. So that's it as far as the trend index for all the major market sectors. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Then I know I'm reaching people and I will make more of them. And of course, please subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think. What should I add to this, or what could I take away? Let me know. And if you want a free S&P algo, just go to my website and you'll get full details there. Have a great weekend. I'm Champion Trader Kevin Davey.